Welcome to my channel USA Old Coins. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end, you won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. The year 2017 gave coin collectors something truly special, a piece of history minted in the form of the United States of America Washington quarter dollar that honored Frederick Douglass, one of the most inspiring figures in American history. This quarter not only holds monetary value, but it also carries with it the story of freedom, perseverance, and the power of knowledge. When you hold this quarter in your hand, you aren't just looking at another piece of everyday change. Instead, you are holding a tribute to a man who went from slavery to becoming one of the most powerful voices for liberty and human rights. The U.S. Mint chose to immortalize Douglass on this quarter, making it part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, and that decision gave coin lovers a treasure worth cherishing. The coin was released in 2017, and its design makes it stand out among modern quarters. On the obverse side, the traditional portrait of George Washington remains, reminding us of the nation's very first president. But the reverse side is where the coin comes alive with a breathtaking image that shows Frederick Douglass seated at a writing desk, with his Washington, D.C. home depicted in the background. This design is rich with meaning, showing his power as both a writer and an orator. The artistry behind this coin captures the soul of Douglass's legacy. Every line in the image is carefully etched to highlight the seriousness of his expression, and the detailed strokes around the desk and the home symbolize his connection to education, progress, and strength. This is not just a coin to spend, it is a coin to admire, to study, and to pass down through generations. Collectors know that the 2017 Frederick Douglass quarter is not just valuable for its silver or copper nickel composition. Its true worth comes from its scarcity in pristine conditions and the story it represents. Coins like this, especially when preserved in mint state condition, become shining gems in collections around the world. When examining these quarters, experts look at details like strike quality, luster, and surface condition. A quarter straight from circulation may look ordinary, but those in uncirculated or proof condition can command surprising prices. The sharpness of the details on Douglass's face, the clarity of the writing desk, and the smooth background of his home are all aspects that make a coin more desirable. The Washington Quarter series is widely collected, but the Frederick Douglass design carries something extra. It tells a human story. For many collectors, it represents not just a chapter in U.S. coinage, but also a chapter in American history that must never be forgotten. Fascinating how such a small piece of metal can capture such a powerful narrative. Every time someone studies this quarter, they are reminded of the importance of literacy, freedom, and the enduring power of determination. Some of these quarters were released in circulation and used by everyday Americans in purchases, unknowingly spending something far greater than 25 cents. Others, however, were carefully preserved by collectors who knew this was more than pocket change. Proof versions and special mint strikes of the 2017 Frederick Douglass quarter were produced in limited numbers, and it is these versions that often command the highest values. With mirror-like finishes and frosted designs, proof coins showcase the design in its most stunning form, making them highly sought after. Even circulated examples in great condition have been known to draw attention from collectors. People often check their change carefully in hopes of spotting this coin, because even the smallest scratches or wear can affect its value, but a near-perfect specimen is like striking gold. The beauty of collecting U.S. coins lies in finding pieces like this one. A coin that bridges art, history, and value becomes much more than a collectible. It becomes a personal treasure. Each Frederick Douglass quarter reminds us of the man's resilience and impact. His fight for justice and his unbreakable will to rise above adversity are symbolized in every line of the coin's design. In the world of numismatics, the story behind the coin often means just as much as its rarity or condition. Collectors love coins with character and significance, and the Douglass quarter fits this perfectly. Many collectors build sets of the America the Beautiful quarters, but when they come across the Douglass design, it often becomes a centerpiece because of the weight of its meaning. This coin has become a favorite among teachers, students, historians, and anyone who appreciates the history of freedom and equality. For some, it's not even about the market value. It's about owning something that reflects such an important part of America's journey. Yet, for others, its rarity in mint state drives its financial value into impressive territory. There are collectors who pay close attention to grading services, such as PCGS and NGC, to determine exact values. Coins graded MS67 or higher are exceedingly rare and command prices that can surprise even seasoned numismatists. Errors and variations can make this coin even more valuable. Misstrikes, double dies, or unusual features often slip through the minting process, and these rare versions of the Frederick Douglass quarter can fetch incredible prices at auction. The coin's widespread release in circulation makes it accessible, yet the pristine examples are where collectors truly see its worth. It's a coin that proves the phrase, "Not all quarters are created equal." For those who own one in remarkable condition, holding on to it may be a wise choice. As years go by, the value of these coins continues to grow, and their historical importance will never fade. Some coins rise in value because of metal content, while others because of low mintages. But this coin's appeal is a mixture of both rarity and high grades and its undeniable historical impact. Auction houses and online marketplaces have witnessed collectors bidding enthusiastically for this piece, showing just how much demand there is for it. The Frederick Douglass quarter stands as one of the most symbolic modern coins produced by the United States Mint, and that alone makes it unforgettable. Every collector who treasures history, freedom, and the artistry of coin design knows that this quarter is not just another entry in a collection, it is a highlight. Over the years, as more and more people discover its story, the coin's reputation continues to grow. It serves as a reminder that even everyday currency can carry extraordinary meaning. Imagine passing down such a coin to future generations, not only as a valuable collectible but as a way to keep Douglass's message alive. This 2017 Washington quarter with Frederick Douglass is truly a modern masterpiece that blends culture, art, and monetary value into one remarkable coin. Collectors cherish it not only for its scarcity and pristine condition but also for what it symbolizes. And while most people see a simple 25-cent coin, those who know its worth recognize that it can reach an astonishing value of $19,000. Top 2. The year 2007 was an exciting one for coin collectors in America because it marked the release of the Montana quarter, a coin that instantly caught the attention of numismatists and everyday people alike. This Washington quarter dollar was part of the popular 50-state quarters program, a program that introduced millions to the beauty and history behind U.S. coinage. The Montana state quarter is one of the most iconic pieces from this program because of its striking design. It represents not just the culture of Montana, but also the rugged spirit of the American West. This coin became an instant favorite the moment it was released into circulation. The obverse side of the Montana quarter, you see the familiar portrait of George Washington, the nation's first president, a reminder of the historical consistency in this series. But it is the reverse side that makes this coin unforgettable. The reverse design features a massive bison skull set prominently in the foreground. Behind it lies a sweeping view of the rugged mountains and plains of Montana, capturing the state's nickname, Big Sky Country. The words Montana 1889 appear, marking the year the state entered the Union. This bold image of the bison skull was chosen to symbolize Montana's deep history, its ties to Native American culture, and its wild frontier heritage. It's a design that carries an undeniable sense of strength and identity, setting it apart from other state quarters. Collectors love how this design represents the heart of Montana. The bison was once a vital part of life on the plains, and the skull serves as a stark reminder of both survival and loss, a story that resonates deeply with the state's past. What makes this quarter even more appealing is its ability to stir imagination. Just holding it takes you on a journey through wide-open landscapes, towering mountains, and the vast skies of the West. This is more than just a coin, it's a piece of American art. When the Montana quarter was first released, millions of people collected them directly from circulation, but only a few managed to preserve them in flawless condition. And it's these pristine examples that have become the true treasures over time. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A Montana quarter that has been circulated and shows scratches or wear might only be worth its face value, but one that shines with its original luster can be worth a fortune to the right collector. Grading services play a huge role in establishing value. Coins graded at mint state levels like MS-66, MS-67, or even higher can be extremely difficult to find, and the Montana quarter is no exception. These high-grade coins are what auction houses and serious collectors are willing to pay top prices for. Another factor that makes this quarter special is the presence of minting errors. Some Montana quarters left the U.S. Mint with misstrikes, double dies, or other unusual features. These rare errors can turn a standard quarter into a highly valuable prize. Stories of collectors discovering Montana quarters with errors in their pocket change have fueled excitement, proving once again that extraordinary treasures can hide in the most ordinary places. The demand for this coin has grown steadily over time. While many people saved 1 or 2 Montana quarters as souvenirs of the 50-state quarters program, finding one in flawless mint condition is far more difficult. For serious collectors, the Montana quarter is often a highlight of their state quarter collection. Its bold design and strong symbolism make it stand out among the 50 designs that were released. The coin also appeals to those who love the American West. The imagery of the bison skull against Montana's vast landscapes speaks directly to the state's culture and history, which is why this quarter has remained such a favorite. Proof versions of the Montana quarter, struck with extra care and special finishes, are another level of beauty. These coins showcase mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs, making the details of the bison skull and mountains even more breathtaking. Collectors often prize these proof coins, especially when they are preserved in their original packaging. They remind us that even modern coins can be works of art when viewed closely. The Montana quarter also teaches us something important about coin collecting. Sometimes it's not just about rarity in numbers, but about rarity in condition. Millions were minted, but only a fraction survive in perfect shape. Every time someone holds a Montana quarter, they're holding a little piece of America's story. It represents both the past and the present, the spirit of the land, and the creativity of American coin design. As time goes on, these coins will only grow scarcer in top condition. Those who took care to preserve them back in 2007 are now seeing their patience rewarded. Auction records show that Montana quarters in the highest mint state grades have sold for thousands of dollars. A remarkable leap for a coin that began as just 25 cents. The coin's popularity ensures that it will always have a special place in the hearts of collectors. Even beginners who first got interested in coins through the 50-state quarters program often look back at the Montana design as one of the most memorable. Fascinating to think about how such a small piece of metal can hold so much history, culture, and value all at once. That's the magic of numismatics, and the Montana quarter is a shining example of it. The design reminds us of the vastness of America's landscapes and the resilience of its people. And with each passing year, the rarity of flawless specimens grows stronger. For many collectors, owning a Montana quarter in gem condition feels like owning a piece of the Wild West, preserved forever in silver and copper. This coin continues to inspire stories, research, and even treasure hunts. People still check their change, hoping to find that rare Montana quarter that could be worth much more than they imagined. In the end, the 2007 Montana Washington quarter dollar stands as one of the most captivating coins of the state series. Its beauty, symbolism, and rarity in high grades all combine to make it a true collector's prize. And while it began life as just another quarter in circulation, today the finest examples of this coin have reached a value of $75,000. Top 3. When the United States Mint launched the 50-state quarters program in 1999, it was an event that would forever change modern coin collecting. Millions of people began paying closer attention to the change in their pockets, hoping to find one of the brand new designs. And at the very start of this historic program came the Delaware quarter, the very first state quarter to be released. The Delaware state quarter quickly became a collector's favorite because it was not just the beginning of the series, but also because of its bold and unique design. Representing Delaware, the very first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, the coin carries immense symbolic weight in American history. On the obverse side of the Delaware quarter, the traditional portrait of George Washington appears. This has remained a familiar sight across all Washington quarters, connecting the new designs with the nation's long-standing coinage history. The reverse side, however, is where the Delaware quarter stands apart. It features Caesar Rodney, a famous patriot, riding horseback. Rodney's historic ride in 1776 to cast his vote for independence became a defining moment in America's journey to freedom, and this coin immortalizes that act of courage. The image of Rodney riding his horse is full of movement and power. You can almost imagine the determination in his heart as he rode through harsh weather to reach Philadelphia. This story, captured in the small space of a quarter, gives the coin an energy unlike any other. Collectors were immediately struck by the significance of this design. It was not just about Delaware as a state, but about the very spirit of independence, bravery, and sacrifice that helped shape America. When the Delaware quarter entered circulation, people scrambled to find one. It was, after all, the very first of 50 designs that would continue until 2008. For many, this quarter marked the start of a new passion for collecting, but as with all coins, condition became the ultimate factor in value. Millions of Delaware quarters were produced, but only a small number have survived in flawless condition, free from scratches, marks, or wear. High-grade examples of this quarter can be breathtaking to see. The shine, the details of Caesar Rodney's horse, and the crispness of the lettering make them truly special. These are the coins that collectors prize most. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC have certified Delaware quarters in various mint states, and it's the ones in the highest categories that fetch the most attention and the highest prices. Proof versions of the Delaware quarter also exist, produced with extra care and detail, making them mirror-like in appearance. These coins often remain in collections untouched and continue to be admired for their beauty, but it is not just proof coins or standard mint state coins that make the Delaware quarter exciting. Error coins have been discovered, and these mistakes have driven collectors wild. Double strikes, die cracks, and unusual minting errors can turn this common coin into something extraordinary. Some collectors have found Delaware quarters with off-center strikes, which make the design appear shifted on the coin. These rare anomalies are highly desirable and command strong prices at auction. Others have stumbled upon coins with doubling in the lettering or design, adding yet another layer of intrigue to this already historic piece. The Delaware quarter reminds us of the thrill of coin collecting, the excitement of searching through change and finding something unexpectedly valuable. It proves that treasures can be hidden in plain sight. Although millions were produced, very few have survived untouched by circulation. And it is these untouched coins, graded at the highest levels, that become the true stars of the numismatic world. The Caesar Rodney design continues to inspire collectors because it represents courage in the face of difficulty. His ride was long and exhausting, but it made history, just as this coin continues to do in collections. The 1999 Delaware quarter will always hold a special place because it was the coin that began one of the most popular coin programs in U.S. history. Without it, the excitement of collecting all 50 states may never have reached the heights it did. For many families, this was the first coin they set aside as part of their collections, making it both a financial and sentimental treasure. Its historical significance, combined with its place as the first in the series, has made it stand out for over 2 decades. Every year that passes adds to its allure, as collectors continue to chase pristine examples. The story of the Delaware quarter is a reminder that coins are more than metal. They are storytellers, capturing events and people who shaped America's identity. This quarter tells us about Caesar Rodney's sacrifice and determination, and in doing so, it keeps his story alive for future generations. As more time passes, fewer untouched examples of this coin will remain, increasing the demand for those that have been carefully preserved since 1999. Auction records show that collectors are willing to pay incredible amounts for the best specimens, especially those with unusual features or near-perfect grading. It is fascinating to think that a coin released only a couple of decades ago can already be considered such a valuable treasure. But that is the power of the Delaware quarter. It is not only the starting point of the state quarters, but also a lasting reminder that history and collecting are forever intertwined. And while most people see only 25 cents when they look at this coin, collectors know the truth. In its rarest and finest forms, The 1999 Delaware Washington State quarter dollar has reached an astounding value of $106,000. Top 4. The year 2007 marked the release of one of the most unique coins in the 50-state quarters program, the Washington quarter dollar representing Wyoming. This coin carried with it the bold spirit of the American West, and collectors immediately recognized its distinct design and strong symbolism. The Wyoming quarter was part of the nationwide program that ran from 1999 to 2008, showcasing each state with a design that reflected its history, culture, or identity. For Wyoming, the choice was clear: the bucking horse and rider, a legendary symbol that has long been tied to the state's image. On the obverse of the coin, the familiar portrait of George Washington remains, as it does across the entire quarter series. This ties the modern state designs back to the rich legacy of America's coinage traditions, but the reverse side of the Wyoming quarter is where the design truly comes to life. It features the silhouette of a cowboy riding a bucking bronco, paired with the words "the equality state," honoring Wyoming's legacy as the first state to grant women the right to vote. This simple yet powerful design captures the rugged independence and pioneering spirit that defines Wyoming. The bucking horse is more than just an image, it's an emblem of freedom, resilience, and the untamed wild of the American West. Collectors were captivated by this quarter from the start. Unlike other state quarters with intricate backgrounds, the Wyoming design was clean and striking, with the bold silhouette dominating the coin's appearance. While some critics thought the design was too plain, many collectors appreciated its bold minimalism, which made it stand out among the other state quarters released around the same time. Beyond its beauty, the Wyoming quarter carries significant value when it comes to numismatics. Though millions were minted, only a handful exist in pristine condition, and it is these flawless examples that command attention. Coin grading plays an essential role in determining value. A Wyoming quarter pulled straight from circulation may look ordinary, but one graded at MS 67 or higher is an entirely different story. Proof versions, with their mirror-like finishes and frosted details, also highlight the strength of the cowboy and horse design. These are often kept in pristine sets, carefully stored by collectors since 2007. But what truly excites coin enthusiasts are the rare minting errors that occasionally surface. Some Wyoming quarters were struck with unusual flaws, including doubling or off-center strikes, and these rare mistakes turn an already collectible coin into a true treasure. Collectors keep a close eye out for such anomalies, and whenever one is discovered, it creates a buzz in the numismatic community, often fetching high prices at auctions. The Wyoming quarter also carries cultural pride. Known as the equality state, Wyoming was the first to lead in granting women's suffrage, and the coin's inscription highlights this progressive legacy. For many collectors, the combination of the cowboy symbol and the equality motto makes this coin deeply meaningful, representing both tradition and progress. Each Wyoming quarter tells a story about the state it honors. The imagery reflects the wild landscapes, the heritage of rodeo culture, and the courage of its people. It's a design that resonates with anyone who loves the American West. Over time, as with all state quarters, the availability of high-quality examples diminishes. Coins that have been preserved since 2007 in mint condition are increasingly rare. The Wyoming quarter remains an essential piece for anyone completing the 50-state quarters collection. Its unique design ensures it will never be overlooked or forgotten. Auction houses have seen top-graded Wyoming quarters sell for far more than expected, proving that demand is strong for this coin. The clean and bold style of the Wyoming quarter also makes it easy to identify, and collectors are always checking their change in hopes of finding one in excellent shape. For newer collectors, this quarter often sparks curiosity, leading them deeper into the hobby of coin collecting. It represents the thrill of discovering history in the palm of your hand. Some collectors focus on error coins, and the Wyoming quarter is particularly exciting in this regard. Misstrikes, die cracks, and doubling can transform it into a rare and valuable gem. Fascinating to think that a coin minted for everyday use could become worth a small fortune simply because of its rarity in condition or a minting mistake. This is the magic of numismatics. Ordinary objects become extraordinary treasures when examined closely. The Wyoming quarter embodies this idea perfectly. Its simplicity, combined with its powerful symbolism, ensures that it remains one of the standout designs in the state quarter series. Every time someone holds a Wyoming quarter, they are reminded of the strength of the American spirit and the wide-open landscapes that define the state. For collectors, the coin is both a work of art and a piece of history, merging cultural pride with monetary value. More than just a quarter, it's a reminder that treasures can still be found in the most common of places. And with each passing year, its value only grows as pristine examples become harder to locate. The Wyoming quarter has carved out a lasting place in the world of coin collecting, admired for its design, its symbolism, and its scarcity in top condition. And while most people see only 25 cents when they look at this piece, collectors know that the rarest and finest examples of the 2007 Wyoming-Washington state quarter dollar have reached an astonishing value of $70,000. Top 5. In 1999, the United States Mint set off a wave of excitement across the nation with the launch of the 50 State Quarters program. Each coin told a story about the history and identity of one of the states, and among the earliest releases came the Connecticut quarter, a design that instantly became unforgettable. The Connecticut state quarter quickly stood out because of its breathtaking reverse design. This coin was more than just 25 cents. It was a miniature work of art that captured the essence of the state in a way that no collector could ignore. The obverse side, as always, is the traditional portrait of George Washington, a constant presence linking the state quarters to the long-standing legacy of the Washington Quarter series. This face of continuity gave way to an extraordinary reverse that took people by surprise. The reverse of the Connecticut quarter features the charter oak, one of the state's most cherished symbols and an enduring icon of freedom. This majestic tree, known for its immense branches and sprawling canopy, became famous in American history for sheltering the state's royal charter from the British in 1687. Detailed image of the charter oak on the coin shows its massive trunk and intricate branches stretching across the quarter's entire design. It is not just a tree, but a symbol of strength, resilience, and the fight for independence. Collectors were mesmerized by how detailed the design was. The engraving captured every twist of the branches, giving the quarter a texture and complexity that made it stand apart from many other state issues. For residents of Connecticut, the coin was a point of pride. For collectors nationwide, it was one of the most beautiful designs in the entire series. The charter oak was more than just a state symbol, it was a story carved into metal. As soon as the coin entered circulation, millions of people began setting them aside. The Connecticut quarter became one of the most recognized coins of the entire 50 state quarters program, but as always, condition plays a critical role in determining which examples rise far above face value. Circulated coins are common, but pristine, mint state examples are rare and highly sought after. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC evaluate these coins carefully. High-grade examples, especially those certified at MS 67 or higher, are the coins that command staggering premiums in the collector's market. Proof versions of the Connecticut quarter were also minted, with mirror-like finishes and frosted details that brought the charter oak to life. These proofs were often kept safely in collections and remain some of the most beautiful specimens today. Yet, what excites collectors even more are the rare minting errors that sometimes surface. A Connecticut quarter with doubling, misstrikes, or other unusual features can turn an already stunning coin into a prized rarity. Stories circulate among collectors of finding unusual Connecticut quarters in everyday change, a thrilling reminder that treasures sometimes hide in plain sight. The charter oak design has earned a special reputation among numismatists. It is a favorite because of both its symbolism and its beauty, making it a must-have for any serious collector. The Connecticut quarter also serves as an important reminder of history. The charter oak was not just a tree, but a symbol of defiance, of courage, and of the determination to protect liberty at all costs. Each quarter is like a small history lesson. Holding it connects you to the story of colonial America, of resistance to oppression, and of the strength of a people determined to defend their freedoms. This design's appeal has not faded over time. Even more than 20 years after its release, collectors still rank it among the best of the 50 state quarters program. As more years pass, high-quality examples of the coin only become scarcer. Many of the original quarters have long since worn down from circulation, making untouched examples harder to find. auction houses often feature Connecticut quarters in superb grades, and the prices achieved continue to impress collectors and investors alike. For those who managed to preserve a perfect Connecticut quarter since 1999, the rewards today can be remarkable. The Charter Oak design also appeals to art lovers. Its intricate pattern of branches makes it look almost like fine engraving rather than a simple coin design. It is truly a masterpiece in miniature. Numismatics is about more than money, it is about history, culture, and meaning. And the Connecticut quarter embodies all of these elements beautifully. It bridges the gap between everyday currency and collectible art, a coin that circulates in millions yet can become a rare treasure in the right condition. The clean surfaces, sharp details, and bold strike of a mint-state Connecticut quarter make it one of the most desirable coins in the entire program. Collectors who specialize in state quarters often consider the Connecticut issue one of the highlights of their sets, a piece that always draws admiration. And while the coin was struck in vast numbers, the magic lies in the rarity of flawless specimens or those with unique minting errors. Every time someone looks at this quarter, they see not just a piece of change, but the story of courage, resilience, and history wrapped into a single image. The 1999 Connecticut Washington State Quarter Dollar has more than earned its place among the most iconic coins of modern America, admired for both its beauty and its symbolism. And while most people still see just 25 cents when they look at this coin, collectors know the truth. In its rarest and finest forms, the Connecticut quarter has reached a breathtaking value of $108,000. Top 6. The United States of America Washington State's Quarter Dollar Saratoga 2015 is one of those coins that immediately captures the imagination of both history lovers and coin collectors. When it was released, it marked not just another design in the America the Beautiful program but a vivid reminder of one of the most decisive turning points in the Revolutionary War. The obverse, as always, stands the familiar portrait of George Washington, whose steady presence has graced the quarter for decades, symbolizing leadership and independence. Yet it is on the reverse of the Saratoga quarter where the story truly comes alive, engraved with a moment that changed the course of American history. The coin depicts the historic surrender of the British General John Burgoyne to American forces after the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. Surrender was not just another victory, it was the moment when the American Revolution gained international recognition, especially from France, whose support proved vital. The design on the quarter shows a sword being surrendered, delicately placed into the hands of an American officer, a symbol of triumph and resilience. Above the scene, the words Saratoga and New York remind us of where this monumental event took place, tying the design back to its roots. The date 1777 is also engraved, ensuring that anyone who looks at this coin will never forget the significance of the year. This image captures the essence of victory, diplomacy, and the courage of a young nation fighting for freedom. Collectors and historians alike see the Saratoga quarter as more than metal. It is a piece of storytelling, a pocket-sized history book. When the coin was first put into circulation in 2015, many people received it as everyday change, unaware of the historical weight it carried. But for numismatists, the Saratoga quarter quickly became a piece to treasure, especially in pristine condition. As with all coins in the America the Beautiful series, rarity plays a massive role in determining the coin's true worth. While millions were minted, only a select few have survived in top condition, preserved with their luster, detail, and sharp strike intact. These high-grade coins stand out immediately to professional graders, who recognize their unique preservation and rarity. Adding to the excitement are the errors and varieties that have surfaced among Saratoga quarters, which collectors hunt for with great enthusiasm. Some coins display die breaks, while others reveal doubled features, turning an ordinary piece into something incredibly valuable. Every discovery only adds fuel to the fascination, as collectors search tirelessly through rolls of quarters, hoping to uncover a treasure hiding in plain sight. The Saratoga quarter is also celebrated for how powerfully it connects history with artistry, reminding us that coins are not just money but monuments in miniature. Its design tells a story of a young nation's triumph, and owning one feels like holding a fragment of that pivotal battle. Over time, the Saratoga quarter has gained recognition as one of the standout designs in the America the Beautiful collection. Its combination of symbolism, beauty, And rarity has elevated it into the spotlight among collectors everywhere. What makes it even more special is the way it links directly to the theme of freedom and perseverance, ideals that still resonate today. Every time someone looks at the coin, the image of the surrender sparks a reminder of the sacrifices that built a nation. For some collectors, it is a reminder of heritage and pride. For others, it is a financial investment with remarkable potential. Coins like the Saratoga quarter prove that even modern coinage can carry incredible stories and even more incredible value. The demand for this coin continues to grow, and the rarest examples have become highly sought after in the marketplace. Among the finest preserved specimens of the United States of America, Washington State's quarter dollar Saratoga 2015, the value has reached $40,000. Top 7. In 2019, the United States Mint released a quarter that instantly stood out in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that highlighted national parks and historic sites across the country. This particular coin honored Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, and it quickly became one of the most talked about issues of the year. The Lowell quarter is not just a piece of currency, but a story in metal, a reminder of the nation's industrial past and the role of innovation in shaping America. It captures a pivotal time when factories and mills transformed the economy and the lives of everyday people. The obverse side of the coin, the portrait of George Washington, remains, a design consistent across all modern quarters and a powerful reminder of the first president's lasting influence on the nation's coinage. The reverse side, however, is where the Lowell quarter shines. It depicts a mill girl working at a power loom with the large but mill clock tower in the background, an image rich with history and meaning. This design honors the young women, known as the mill girls, who were central to the textile industry during the early 19th century in Lowell, Massachusetts. They represent not only hard work and progress but also the struggles and achievements of America's industrial workforce. Collectors were struck by the uniqueness of this quarter because it highlights a story not often told on coinage, the story of labor, industry, and the individuals who made progress possible. The details on the reverse are extraordinary. You can see the mill girl's focused expression, the details of the loom, and the towering mill behind her. Every line tells a story, and together, they create one of the most detailed and symbolic designs in the entire series. As with all modern quarters, millions were struck, but the Lowell quarter carries particular value when found in pristine condition. Circulated examples are common, but mint state coins are the ones that collectors truly desire. Condition determines everything. A coin with scratches and wear may only be worth face value, but one in flawless mint condition, graded MS67 or higher, can command remarkable sums in the marketplace. Proof versions of the Lowell quarter were also minted, struck with mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs that make the details of the loom and mill appear even more dramatic. These proofs are treasured additions to any collection. Error coins have made the Lowell quarter even more exciting. Some were struck with doubling or unusual flaws, making them rare finds that collectors eagerly seek out. Stories of collectors discovering unusual Lowell quarters in everyday change remind us of the thrill of numismatics. It proves that even in modern coinage, treasures can still be found by sharp-eyed enthusiasts. The Lowell design also carries a sense of pride for the people of Massachusetts. It reflects their history of innovation, industry, and progress, making the quarter much more than just currency. For historians, this quarter is fascinating because it represents a moment in time when America was shifting from a rural society to an industrial powerhouse. The image of the mill girl symbolizes the human side of this transformation. Each Lowell quarter, weatherproof, uncirculated, or circulated, carries the weight of that history, making it meaningful for collectors and casual admirers alike. Over the years, high-grade Lowell quarters have been sold at auctions for impressive amounts, especially those with rare minting errors or perfect preservation. This has turned the coin into a modern treasure, proving that even new issues from the mint can grow significantly in value under the right conditions. The Lowell quarter also appeals to collectors because of its strong symbolism. It tells the story of hardworking people whose contributions are often overlooked but whose efforts powered the growth of the nation. For many collectors, owning this coin feels like owning a tribute to the labor and determination that built modern America. The design stands out in the America the Beautiful series because it focuses on human achievement rather than landscapes or monuments, making it highly memorable. It also inspires younger collectors, reminding them that coin collecting is not only about rarity but also about the stories coins tell. The Lowell quarter is a reminder that modern designs can be just as compelling as older classics, combining art, history, and value into a single piece. Collectors who specialize in the America the Beautiful series often consider the Lowell issue one of their favorites due to its meaning and powerful visual impact. The rarity of flawless specimens only adds to its desirability, especially as time passes and fewer untouched examples remain available. Its sharp design and historical depth ensure that the Lowell quarter will be remembered as one of the finest in the series. For coin hunters, the possibility of finding a rare error or an unusually high-grade Lowell quarter makes every search more exciting. This is the thrill of numismatics, taking something that appears ordinary and discovering its extraordinary worth. The Lowell quarter of 2019 continues to inspire stories, collections, and auctions, proving that even in modern times, a quarter can capture the heart of collectors around the world. And while to most people it may look like just 25 cents, collectors know that the finest examples of the 2019 Lowell Washington State quarter dollar have reached an astonishing value of $22,000. Top 8. In 2020, the United States Mint continued its America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that celebrated the nation's parks, monuments, and historic treasures. These quarters gave collectors a chance to hold history in their hands while honoring some of the most beautiful places in America. Among the issues of that year, the 2020 National Park quarters gained special recognition for their unique designs and cultural value. The 2020 quarters featured several historic and natural sites, each carrying a design that reflected the heart of the state it represented. These coins were not just everyday money but miniature works of art that told powerful stories about America's heritage. On the obverse side, the coins kept the familiar image of George Washington, a portrait that ties the modern quarters to the tradition of U.S. coinage going back nearly a century. This portrait ensures continuity, while the reverses bring fresh beauty each year. The reverses released in 2020 included designs for National Park of American Samoa, Weir Farm National Historic Site in Connecticut, Salt River Bay National Historical Park in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park in Vermont, and Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve in Kansas. Each quarter carried its own story. Among these, the National Park of American Samoa design became particularly famous. It depicted a mother fruit bat hanging upside down with her pup, an unusual but heartwarming image that highlighted the importance of conservation. Collectors immediately loved the bat design because it was unlike anything ever seen on a U.S. coin before. It represented nature in a gentle, almost intimate way, capturing attention worldwide. The Weir Farm quarter was another standout, celebrating America's heritage in the arts. It showed an artist painting outside with the inscription "A National Park for Art," a first of its kind in U.S. coinage. Salt River Bay's design focused on the natural environment, showcasing red mangroves rising from the water, symbolizing renewal and the delicate balance of ecosystems. The Marsh Billings Rockefeller quarter depicted a young girl planting a tree, representing conservation and stewardship of the land. It carried a hopeful message for the future. Finally, the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve quarter highlighted the beauty of Kansas with a soaring butterfly and tall blades of grass, a striking tribute to one of the most endangered ecosystems in the country. Each of these coins represented a different aspect of America's story: wildlife, art, environment, conservation, and natural beauty. Together, they made the 2020 set one of the most diverse and inspiring in the program. Collectors were fascinated by how much history and meaning could be packed into such a small piece of metal. Each design encouraged people to learn more about the places and values it represented. The 2020 quarters were struck in large numbers for circulation, but their true value shines in mint state condition. Coins that escaped scratches and wear are the ones that collectors treasure most. Proof and silver-proof versions were also produced, showcasing the designs with mirror-like finishes and frosted detail. These coins highlight every line of the artwork, making them collector favorites. As with many coins, errors add to the excitement. Double dies, off-center strikes, and other minting mistakes make certain 2020 quarters much rarer than others. These error coins are always highly sought after. The bat quarter, in particular, has been the subject of great interest. Some rare examples with unique errors have been auctioned for impressive sums, proving just how valuable even modern coins can become. The artistry of the 2020 National Park quarters reminds us that coins are more than just tools of trade. They are storytellers, cultural markers, and historical records. Each design reflects a different part of America's identity, and collectors find joy in owning them not just for their beauty, but for the history they preserve. Condition, of course, is everything. A well-preserved 2020 quarter can be worth far more than its face value, especially if graded by professional services at the highest levels. Auction houses and coin shows have seen impressive bidding for rare, flawless specimens of the 2020 quarters, especially those certified at MS 67 or higher. The America the Beautiful program as a whole has left a legacy of coins that future generations will admire, and the 2020 quarters stand out as some of the most creative in the entire series. Collectors continue to check their change carefully, hoping to spot a perfect specimen or even a rare error coin among everyday quarters. The 2020 designs also inspire new collectors. Many young people who saw the bat quarter for the first time were drawn into the hobby because of its unusual and eye-catching design. The variety of the 2020 issues makes them appealing not just as individual coins, but as a complete set. They tell a collective story of America's natural wonders, creativity, and environmental responsibility. Each coin serves as a reminder that collecting is not just about money, but about connecting to history, culture, and values that matter. Even in modern times, the right coin can achieve remarkable value, showing that numismatics is alive and thriving. The 2020 Washington State quarters dedicated to national parks prove that beauty, meaning, and rarity can come together in a single piece of metal. And while to most people these coins are still just 25 cents, collectors know their true worth. In the rarest and finest condition, a 2020 Washington State quarter dollar from the National Park Series has reached an impressive value of $18,000. Top 9. In 2013, the United States Mint released a quarter that captured one of the most iconic moments in American history. It was part of the America the Beautiful quarters program and honored Fort McHenry National Monument and Historic Shrine in Maryland. This coin was more than just a piece of currency. It was a tribute to resilience, freedom, and national pride. The Fort McHenry quarter stands out because it symbolizes the place where the U.S. flag flew boldly during the War of 1812, inspiring Francis Scott Key to write the words that would later become the Star-Spangled Banner. This connection to the national anthem gives the coin a powerful emotional weight. The obverse side of the coin, the familiar portrait of George Washington, reminds us of the continuity of American coinage. It ties this modern piece to centuries of tradition, but it is the reverse design that captures imaginations. The coin depicts the fort during the famous battle, with a star-shaped formation in the background and a powerful image of fireworks bursting above, symbolizing both the attack and the resilience that followed. The fireworks are not just decoration. They stand for the spirit of celebration and freedom that emerged from that night when the American flag continued to wave against all odds. This design immediately resonated with collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Fort McHenry's story is one of perseverance. During the bombardment by British forces in 1814, the fort held strong, and the sight of the flag at dawn proved to be the defining moment that inspired America's anthem. This makes the quarter's imagery even more meaningful. The coin was issued not just for circulation but also in collector versions, including proof and silver-proof editions. These special versions highlight the design with sharp details and mirror-like finishes that make the artwork shine even brighter. Collectors love the Fort McHenry quarter because it represents not only a historic site but also the emotions tied to America's identity. Holding the coin is like holding a piece of the story of the anthem itself. The design is unique among the America the Beautiful quarters, as few others capture a nighttime scene with fireworks. This makes it instantly recognizable to anyone who sees it. Minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, the coins circulated widely, but only the best preserved examples hold real value. Coins graded at high levels like MS 66 and above are extremely sought after. Some error versions of the coin have also been discovered, such as off-center strikes or die cracks, making them even rarer and more valuable to specialists. Error coins often carry dramatic premiums because of their one-of-a-kind nature. The Fort McHenry quarter also teaches us how coins can be more than metal, they can embody history and national identity. This is what makes the America the Beautiful series so appealing to collectors worldwide. Every coin in the series tells a story, but the Fort McHenry quarter tells a story tied directly to the nation's anthem, making it an especially treasured piece. Its popularity means that many collectors go out of their way to add it to their sets, and pristine examples often sell at strong premiums. The artistry of the fireworks above the fort adds movement and excitement to the coin, reminding viewers of the peril and the triumph of that historic battle. This design invites people to learn more about the War of 1812 and the resilience of the young United States during a critical moment in its history. Collectors admire coins that not only look beautiful but also teach and inspire, and the Fort McHenry quarter does both perfectly. Silver versions of the coin, struck in larger sizes, further emphasize the details of the design, making them prized collectors' items, even though millions were made. Finding one in flawless condition is never easy, which is why high-grade examples are so valuable. The demand for the Fort McHenry quarter remains steady because of its strong connection to American heritage and the continuing popularity of the America the Beautiful program. Each time collectors look at this coin, they are reminded of the Star-Spangled Banner and the flag that inspired it, tying together history, patriotism, and art in one small piece: the night scene, the fireworks, and the fort itself combined to make this coin one of the most memorable designs in the series. T is a symbol not only of Maryland but of America as a whole, carrying the story of endurance and victory in the face of overwhelming odds. The Fort McHenry quarter proves that coins are not just everyday change but pieces of history that deserve to be cherished. Auction houses have seen remarkable results for the finest examples, showing just how much collectors value this particular issue. The legacy of this coin is more than monetary, it is cultural and emotional, making it a lasting reminder of America's fight for freedom. For anyone building a collection of state or park quarters, this one is a centerpiece, both visually and historically. The Fort McHenry quarter continues to shine brightly in the world of numismatics, just as the flag once shone brightly in the dawn after the bombardment, and while most people see it as just 25 cents, the rarest and most flawless examples of the 2013 Washington quarter honoring Fort McHenry have been valued as high as $56,000. Top 10. In 2007, the United States Mint continued its famous 50-state quarters program, and one of the most remarkable issues of that year was the Utah quarter. This coin is not just currency, it is a piece of art that captures the bold history and spirit of the state. The Utah quarter quickly became a favorite among collectors and history lovers because of its distinctive and meaningful design. It showcases the joining of the rails at Promontory Summit, a moment that symbolized unity and progress for the entire nation. The obverse of the coin, like every quarter in the series, features the enduring portrait of George Washington. His image stands as a reminder of the values and leadership that guided the birth of the country, but the reverse is where the true magic of the Utah quarter comes alive. Two locomotives face each other, symbolizing the historic meeting of the Central Pacific and Union Pacific Railroads in 1869. Between the locomotives is the golden spike, the final piece that completed the Transcontinental Railroad and forever changed America's history. This detail alone makes the coin instantly recognizable. The golden spike stands for connection, opportunity, and the achievement of linking the East and West coasts for the first time. It was a turning point that made travel, trade, and growth possible on a whole new level. The Utah quarter also includes the state motto, "Greatest Snow on Earth," and the year of statehood, 1896, blending heritage and identity into its design. This imagery made the Utah quarter stand out as one of the most historically powerful coins of the entire state quarter program. It tells a story of innovation and unity in just a small circle of metal. For collectors, the design carries extra meaning because it marks not only a state's history but also a defining achievement in America's expansion. Minted in Philadelphia and Denver, millions of Utah quarters entered circulation. However, as with many state quarters, it is the condition and rarity that determine true value. Coins that have been preserved in mint state condition, especially graded at high levels like MS-67 or MS-68, are highly prized by collectors. These top-quality coins can fetch strong prices at auctions. Errors also add another dimension of excitement. Utah quarters with double strikes, off-center errors, or die clashes are extremely rare, making them even more sought after. The Utah quarter serves as a perfect example of how coins are storytellers. They allow future generations to hold a piece of history and connect with moments that shaped the nation. Is not just a coin for Utah residents but for all Americans who appreciate the story of the railroad and its role in uniting the country. The locomotives on the design face each other, almost as if shaking hands across the golden spike. This symbol of unity resonates even more today. Collectors often consider the Utah quarter a highlight of the 2007 issues because of its meaningful imagery and the strong narrative it represents. The bold artwork of the locomotives, with their steam and strength, reminds us of the industrial might of the 19th century. It is a coin filled with movement and energy. Adding this coin to a collection is like adding a piece of the nation's heartbeat, especially for those who admire America's railroading legacy. Special proof and silver proof versions were also struck, adding even more appeal for collectors who appreciate the extra shine and detail. The Utah quarter remains a conversation starter. Whenever collectors show it, the discussion turns to the story of the Transcontinental Railroad and its impact on America. This coin is more than metal, it is a miniature monument to the power of connection and determination. The America the Beautiful series may have followed the state quarters, but the Utah design remains one of the most beloved from the original program. He also reminds us how state quarters transformed everyday change into exciting works of art that millions of people collected. High-grade examples of the Utah quarter continue to bring strong interest at coin shows and auctions. Collectors know this piece is special. Its value has steadily risen over time, as more people realize the importance of preserving such coins in pristine condition. The combination of historical significance, symbolic artwork, and collector demand ensures that the Utah quarter will remain timeless. For anyone who loves American history, this coin is a reminder of how progress and perseverance shaped the nation's destiny. The Utah quarter embodies the story of railroads, unity, and achievement, all captured in the palm of your hand. And while many see it as just 25 cents, the rarest and finest examples of the 2007 Washington quarter from Utah have been valued as high as $77,000. Top 11. In 2014, the United States Mint continued its America the Beautiful quarters program with a release that instantly captured the imagination of collectors and nature lovers. This was the Great Sand Dunes National Park quarter, a coin that celebrated not only a breathtaking American landscape but also the bond between people and nature. The Great Sand Dunes National Park is located in Colorado and is home to the tallest sand dunes in North America. Stretching up to 750 feet high, these dunes are surrounded by mountains, forests, and rivers, making it a place of unmatched natural wonder. When the U.S. Mint chose to honor this park on a quarter, they selected a design that reflects both the grandeur of the dunes and the human connection to the environment. It is a design that has since become one of the most admired coins in the series. The obverse of the coin follows tradition, featuring George Washington's dignified portrait. This iconic image has been present on quarters since 1932, symbolizing stability and leadership across generations. The reverse, however, is where the story unfolds. The design portrays a father and child playing in the sand, with the towering dunes rising behind them and the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in the distance. This design highlights the way humans interact with natural landscapes, not just as observers but as participants who find joy, inspiration, and meaning in nature. The choice to show a family rather than just the dunes was intentional. It reflects the park's importance not only as a geological marvel but as a place where memories are created. Collectors immediately recognized the unique emotional appeal of this quarter. Unlike other designs that focus on monuments or wildlife, the Great Sand Dunes quarter tells a story of people living in harmony with nature. Struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, millions of these coins were released into circulation. Yet, as always, condition and rarity separate ordinary examples from truly valuable treasures. Proof versions and silver proof versions were also minted for collectors, offering an even more detailed and polished view of the design. These remain highly sought after today, but what truly excites collectors are the rare high-grade coins and error varieties. Flawless specimens graded MS67 or higher are considered gems of the series. Errors such as misstrikes, double dies, or off-center strikes can make a great sand dunes quarter far more valuable than its face value. Such coins are rare, but when they appear, they are quickly snapped up by collectors. The design itself has been praised for its balance. The dunes rise with quiet strength in the background, while the family in the foreground brings warmth and human touch to the image. In a way, the coin captures two stories at once: the timeless endurance of nature and the fleeting yet meaningful moments of human life. For history lovers, the Great Sand Dunes also represent an ancient landscape that has been shaped by wind and water for thousands of years. Holding the quarter is like holding a piece of that timeless process. The artistry of the coin also demonstrates the mint's dedication to capturing America's natural wonders with accuracy and care. Every line, every curve of the dunes, has been crafted to reflect their real beauty. Collectors know that the Great Sand Dunes quarter is more than just change in your pocket. It is a small, portable monument to the natural world. It also reminds us of the importance of preserving parks and landscapes for future generations. Just as the child on the coin plays in the sand, children decades from now should have the same opportunity to experience this wonder. The America the Beautiful program gave Americans the chance to see their heritage in new ways, and the Great Sand Dunes quarter stands as one of the program's shining examples. The blend of natural beauty, family, and national pride gives this coin a special place in collections across the country. For those who love Colorado, this quarter carries even deeper meaning. Acting as a symbol of the state's rugged and diverse landscapes, auction houses have seen competitive bidding on high-grade versions of this coin, with collectors eager to secure pristine specimens. It is also a favorite among new collectors because of its approachable story and design. It reminds everyone that coin collecting is not just about numbers and grades, it is about stories and meaning. When displayed in an album, the Great Sand Dunes quarter always stands out because of its warmth and narrative. It is not just dunes, not just mountains, it is people and nature together. The more one looks at the coin, the more details appear, from the ripples in the sand to the shading of the mountain backdrop. This level of artistry ensures the coin's lasting appeal. The Great Sand Dunes quarter proves that even in the smallest objects, the largest stories can be told. It bridges history, nature, and family into a single image. For coin enthusiasts, it represents the very best of what modern U.S. mint designs can achieve: art, history, and value all in one. While to the casual spender it might seem like just another quarter, to the passionate collector the most pristine examples of the 2014 Washington quarter from the Great Sand Dunes have been valued as high as $63,000. Top 12. In 2015, the United States Mint released another remarkable addition to the America the Beautiful Quarters series, honoring one of the most breathtaking wildlife refuges in the country. This coin is known as the Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge Quarter, and it instantly became a favorite among collectors and nature lovers. Bombay Hook is located in Delaware, a state already rich in history and culture, but this refuge adds an entirely different dimension to its identity. It is home to thousands of acres of tidal salt marshes, which provide sanctuary to countless species of birds and other wildlife. When the Mint chose this location to be honored, it was not only recognizing its beauty but also its importance to conservation. This is a place where nature thrives, protected for future generations. The obverse of the coin carries the timeless portrait of George Washington, as it has for decades, representing strength, leadership, and continuity in American history. The reverse, however, is where this quarter truly shines. The design features two elegant great blue herons standing in the shallow waters of the refuge, with cattails and marsh grasses filling the background. These herons symbolize grace, patience, and the delicate balance of ecosystems. The moment captured on the coin feels alive, as if you could almost hear the soft rustle of the marsh. Collectors admired how the coin's design managed to bring the quiet serenity of Bombay Hook into the palm of one's hand. It's not just an image, but a story of nature's resilience. Released from the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, this coin entered circulation across the nation. Yet, as with all modern quarters, not every coin is created equal in the eyes of collectors. Standard circulation examples are plentiful, but high-grade uncirculated coins and proof versions quickly became highly desirable. These showcase the intricate details of the herons and reeds with breathtaking clarity. Silver-proof versions, especially, gave the design a shimmering beauty that elevated it beyond an ordinary coin into a piece of art. What really excites collectors are the rare varieties and errors. Coins with double die obverse, misaligned strikes, or unusual minting marks can transform a common piece into a rare treasure. The Bombay hook quarter is also unique in how it highlights the connection between humans and the natural world, even though no people appear on the design. Instead, it invites us to step quietly into the marshlands and observe life as it has existed for centuries. The great blue heron, with its tall stature and steady posture, is the perfect ambassador for this refuge. Seeing it on a coin reminds collectors of the beauty that exists beyond city streets and monuments. For birdwatchers and nature enthusiasts, this coin has an added charm. It represents a place many dream of visiting, where migratory birds gather in stunning numbers during different seasons. Collectors also appreciate how the America the Beautiful series not only tells the story of states but also celebrates the landscapes that make America diverse. The Bombay hook quarter does this flawlessly. Auction houses and private sales have seen strong interest in pristine examples of this coin. High-grade certified coins often command far higher prices than casual collectors expect. The attention to detail on the reverse design is part of what makes this coin stand out. From the feathers of the herons to the texture of the marsh grass, everything has been crafted with precision. Unlike some designs that emphasize bold symbols, this one embraces quiet elegance, making it unforgettable. The Bombay hook quarter reminds us that not every piece of history is made of stone or steel. Some are made of water, wind, and the delicate flight of birds. For those who collect the entire America the Beautiful series, the 2015 release is a highlight that balances natural grace with powerful symbolism. Its presence in a collection adds depth, variety, and beauty. Many collectors describe it as one of the most calming designs of the series. It also reminds us of the vital role wildlife refuges play in preserving the natural balance, something that resonates deeply in today's world. Every time someone looks closely at this coin, they are transported into the wetlands of Delaware, watching herons stalk their prey and hearing the whisper of tall grass. Even casual observers are struck by the artistry, proving that coins can be more than currency. They can be miniature works of art. The Bombay hook quarter has inspired many to learn more about the refuge itself, connecting people not just with a coin but with an entire ecosystem. In the years since its release, this quarter has remained a favorite among both new and seasoned collectors, and its value continues to grow as pristine examples become harder to find. For those lucky enough to hold one of the finest specimens, the Bombay hook 2015 quarter has been valued as high as $55,000. Top 13. In 2015, the United States Mint unveiled one of the most breathtaking coins in the America the Beautiful series, the Kisatchie National Forest Quarter, a piece that immediately caught the eye of collectors and history lovers alike. This coin was released to celebrate the natural beauty of Louisiana's only national forest, a place filled with rolling hills, pine trees, and a variety of wildlife that thrive in its protected lands. Kisatchie National Forest covers over 600,000 acres, making it a vital refuge for countless species and a destination for adventurers and nature lovers. The quarter was designed to honor not only the land itself but also the life that makes the forest so vibrant and alive. It's a reminder that America's story isn't written only in monuments and battles but also in the landscapes that define the heart of the nation. The obverse, as with all state in America the Beautiful quarters, is the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, standing proudly as a symbol of leadership and vision. The reverse of this coin, however, is what makes it remarkable. It depicts a wild turkey in flight, wings spread wide as it soars gracefully above the tall pines of Kisatchie Forest. This design captures the spirit of freedom and nature's resilience, celebrating both the forest and the wildlife that call it home. The turkey, once hunted nearly to extinction in many areas, has become a symbol of conservation success, making its appearance on the coin even more meaningful. Collectors admired how the artist captured movement, strength, and natural beauty in a single moment frozen on the quarter's surface. The details of the wings, the texture of the trees, and the dynamic scene created an image unlike any other in the series, instantly making the Kisatchie quarter memorable. Minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the quarter entered circulation across the nation, but collectors rushed to acquire pristine examples. Uncirculated and proof versions of the Kisatchie quarter are especially stunning, as they bring out the fine details and give the turkey's feathers and forest background a lifelike appearance. Silver-proof versions shimmer with brilliance, offering a depth and contrast that elevates the design into the realm of fine art. For collectors who prize rarity, error coins and unusual mint varieties added excitement to the hunt. Misstrikes, doubling errors, or other imperfections turned this already beautiful quarter into something even more valuable. The Kisatchie quarter also resonates with those who love nature and the outdoors. For hunters, campers, and bird watchers, this coin is a pocket-sized tribute to the wilderness. It captures the feeling of standing quietly among towering pines, hearing the call of wild birds, and watching a turkey take flight into the endless sky. Unlike some coins that emphasize human figures or historic buildings, the Kisatchie quarter tells a story through nature alone. It reminds us that the American landscape itself is a treasure worth preserving, as much a part of the nation's identity as its founders and leaders. Collectors often describe this coin as both powerful and serene, a design that balances energy and tranquility in a way few coins manage to achieve. In the years since its release, the Kisatchie quarter has gained a loyal following among numismatists who see it as one of the standout designs of the entire series. Auction houses and private sales have confirmed that high-grade examples of this coin are highly sought after, with prices that often exceed expectations. Every detail of this coin has a purpose, from the wings of the turkey that represent freedom to the towering trees that symbolize resilience and natural beauty. The Kisatchie quarter is more than a piece of metal. It is a small reminder of the forests that protect wildlife, provide adventure, and preserve natural heritage. It also highlights the importance of conservation and how America's public lands are a gift for future generations. For anyone who holds this quarter, it serves as a miniature gateway into the wild, offering a glimpse of the untamed spirit that defines Louisiana's Kisatchie forest. Even those who are not coin collectors often find themselves enchanted by the beauty of this design, proving that coins can inspire and educate as much as they can serve as currency. Its unique combination of artistry, symbolism, and rarity has made it a favorite not just in the United States but among collectors worldwide. And while thousands of Kisatchie quarters exist in circulation, the rarest and most pristine examples have commanded astonishing value. The most exceptional Kisatchie quarter has been valued as high as $60,000. Top 14. When the United States Mint launched the state quarter program, collectors and everyday Americans were thrilled to see their own states celebrated in circulating coinage. Among these designs, the Nevada quarter released in 2006 holds a very special place. This coin honors the Silver State, a land rich in mining history, rugged landscapes, and iconic wild mustangs that roam freely across its open desert plains. It was an instant favorite among collectors and horse lovers alike. The obverse of the coin carries the traditional portrait of George Washington, the nation's first president, a familiar face on American quarters since 1932. But the magic of this quarter lies in its reverse. The Nevada quarter's reverse is truly a work of art. It features 3 wild mustangs galloping gracefully across a desert landscape, with mountains rising in the background and the state flower, the sagebrush, blooming in the foreground. These wild horses symbolize freedom, spirit, and resilience, qualities that reflect the character of Nevada itself. Their depiction on the quarter brought to life the untamed beauty of the West. The detail in the design captures motion and energy, with the mustangs appearing as though they could leap right off the coin. Collectors often praise the way the artist managed to capture such lifelike action within such a small canvas. Above the design, the phrase "the Silver State" proudly reminds everyone of Nevada's deep connection to silver mining, an industry that helped shape the state's history and economy. The year 1864 also appears on the coin, marking the year when Nevada officially became the 36th state of the Union during the turbulent days of the Civil War. When first released, the Nevada quarter was struck at both the Denver and Philadelphia mints, as well as a proof version from the San Francisco Mint, giving collectors multiple variations to seek. The uncirculated and proof editions especially brought out the incredible details in the Mustang's flowing manes and the rugged Nevada mountains. Silver-proof versions are among the most dazzling, as the contrast between frosted designs and mirrored backgrounds made the coin appear almost alive. Collectors and horse enthusiasts were quick to set aside these quarters, and they soon became one of the most admired designs of the entire state quarter program. But beyond its beauty, certain rare examples of the Nevada quarter gained a reputation for being especially valuable. Coins with striking errors or unusual variations added a layer of mystery and desirability. Errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing elements turned an ordinary 25-cent coin into a collectible treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The Nevada quarter also carries a strong sentimental value for residents of the state, who see in it the spirit of their homeland preserved forever in circulating coinage. For those outside Nevada, it offered a glimpse into the beauty and heritage of the American West, sparking curiosity about the Mustangs, the deserts, and the mountains of this unique region. This quarter also serves as a symbol of conservation, since Nevada is one of the last places where wild Mustangs continue to roam freely. Their presence on the coin reminds Americans of the need to preserve the natural habitats that sustain these majestic animals. Over time, the Nevada quarter has become a centerpiece in many collections, both for beginners just starting their journey and for advanced collectors seeking high-grade examples. Professional coin grading services often certify the finest pieces, and these graded examples have been known to reach impressive values at auction. Collectors particularly seek out coins with high mint state grades, where even the smallest details of the Mustangs and sagebrush remain crisp and untouched. The artistry of this coin also makes it a favorite subject for displays, coin shows, and educational programs, proving that a simple quarter can tell a grand story. As the years have passed since its release, the Nevada quarter has only grown in popularity, cementing its place as one of the most iconic designs of the entire state quarter program. Its lasting appeal comes from a perfect blend of history, artistry, symbolism, and the spirit of the American West, which all come together in one small coin. Whether you collect for beauty, history, or investment, the Nevada quarter is a coin that delivers on all fronts, making it unforgettable in the eyes of numismatists. Holding this quarter feels like holding a piece of Nevada itself, with its wide-open skies, desert valleys, and the thunder of wild Mustangs galloping through the land. It is a coin that inspires, reminding us of both freedom and perseverance, qualities that resonate deeply across America. And while millions of these quarters were minted for circulation, the rarest, most pristine examples with unique characteristics have commanded astonishing attention. The most exceptional Nevada quarter has been valued as high as $76,000. Top 15. When the United States Mint introduced the state quarter program, millions of Americans eagerly awaited the release of each new design. Among them, the North Dakota quarter issued in 2006 became one of the most breathtaking and memorable pieces. This coin honored the wide-open beauty and wildlife of the Peace Garden State, capturing both the natural majesty and heritage of North Dakota. It quickly became a standout in collections across the country. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, the nation's first president, which has been on the quarter since 1932. But the excitement of the North Dakota quarter lies in its reverse design. The reverse presents a stunning view of two American bison grazing on open plains, with rugged hills rising in the background under a clear sky. The design perfectly embodies the vast landscapes that define the state. The American bison, often called the buffalo, holds deep historical and cultural significance. For centuries, these animals roamed the Great Plains in enormous herds, providing food, clothing, and tools for Native American tribes. By the time North Dakota became a state in 1889, the bison population had been nearly wiped out, making their depiction on the coin a powerful reminder of both resilience and conservation. The artist skillfully portrayed the bison in a natural and peaceful stance, symbolizing strength, endurance, and the harmony of nature. Collectors often remark on the lifelike detail that brings the scene to life. The rugged buttes in the background reflect the state's distinctive landscape, particularly the Badlands, which remain one of the most unique and visually striking regions of the United States. Together, the bison and the badlands create an image that is both powerful and serene, a fitting tribute to North Dakota's nickname as the Peace Garden State. Above the design, the words North Dakota and the year 1889 proudly mark the state's entry into the Union, making this coin not only a piece of currency but also a reminder of history. When released in 2006, the North Dakota quarter was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. With additional proof and silver-proof versions produced by the San Francisco Mint, collectors quickly noticed that the design stood out for its artistic depth and balance, making it one of the most admired state quarters in the series. The proof editions, especially those struck in silver, highlighted the frosted details of the bison against the mirrored fields, making the coin sparkle with elegance. Because of its beauty and symbolism, the North Dakota quarter became highly collectible, even among those who did not usually save state quarters. Over the years, certain error varieties of this quarter have surfaced, further fueling collector excitement. Mistakes such as off-center strikes, double dies, and misaligned elements turned ordinary coins into rarities. These error coins often fetch high prices at auctions, as collectors compete to own unique pieces of minting history. Beyond errors, the condition of the coin also plays a major role in determining its value. High-grade uncirculated coins with no scratches or wear can bring in impressive sums. The bison's horns, fur, and the fine lines of the hills are often the focal points for grading, as sharp detail in these areas separates average coins from exceptional ones. For many collectors, owning a pristine example of the North Dakota quarter feels like owning a piece of American heritage, one that tells the story of the Great Plains and the survival of the bison. The coin also serves as an educational tool, reminding newer generations of the importance of protecting wildlife and preserving the landscapes that make America unique. Holding this quarter, one cannot help but feel a connection to the vast, untamed wilderness that still defines parts of North Dakota today. It is more than just currency. It is a small but powerful reminder of nature's strength and humanity's role in safeguarding it for the future. Coin enthusiasts often showcase this piece in displays, highlighting its artistry and its role in the state quarter program's mission to celebrate American diversity. As the years have passed, the North Dakota quarter has remained a favorite, with both casual collectors and professionals admiring its design and symbolism. Auction records have shown that the rarest examples of this coin, especially in near-perfect condition, continue to rise in value, proving its lasting demand. It is a coin that represents freedom, resilience, and history, all within the small circle of $0.25. For many, it is one of the most inspiring designs of the entire 50-state quarters series, standing proudly alongside other beloved coins. This is why the North Dakota quarter continues to fascinate collectors, historians, and anyone who appreciates the blend of beauty and meaning in American coinage. And among the finest known examples, the value of this coin has reached an astonishing $74,000. Top 16. When the District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarters program began in 2009, it extended the excitement of the State Quarters series and gave collectors something even more extraordinary to look forward to. Among these special releases, the Guam Quarter captured hearts with its rich symbolism and its link to a proud Pacific heritage. The obverse of the Guam Quarter continues the tradition of featuring George Washington, the nation's first president. This iconic portrait, by John Flanagan, has graced the quarter for decades and represents unity across all designs. But the magic truly begins when you turn the coin to its reverse side, where the story of Guam comes to life in a carefully crafted design. The reverse shows an outline of the island itself, allowing viewers to instantly recognize the territory's geographical identity. Inside the design is a flying prow, a traditional Chamorro canoe, and a latte stone, both symbols deeply rooted in the island's culture. The flying prow represents the advanced seafaring traditions of the Chamorro people, who navigated vast stretches of the Pacific Ocean with unmatched skill long before modern tools were invented. The latte stone, on the other hand, is a cultural icon unique to the Mariana Islands, used as pillars for ancient homes and still revered today as a symbol of strength and heritage. Together, these symbols remind us that Guam's history is not just about its location but about its people, their resilience, and their enduring traditions. The coin also features inscriptions that honor Guam, including its name and the proud designation Guahan Itano Man Chamorro, meaning Guam, land of the Chamorro. When this quarter was released in 2009, it instantly stood out because it was one of only 6 coins in the U.S. Territories series, making it a limited and special issue in American coinage. The Guam quarter was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with additional proof versions struck in San Francisco, including both clad and silver proofs for collectors. Proof versions especially highlight the intricate details, with frosted finishes on the canoe and latte stone standing out beautifully against mirror-like backgrounds. Collectors were immediately drawn to this quarter, not only for its rarity but also for the cultural depth reflected in the design. It represented a new chapter in U.S. coinage where the heritage of territories joined the story of the states. As years passed, the Guam quarter grew in value and significance, particularly as pristine examples in high grades became harder to find. Coins struck with errors, such as double dies or misaligned strikes, made certain Guam quarters even more collectible and valuable. Enthusiasts often look closely at the island outline, canoe, and latte stone to spot doubling or striking issues that can make a coin worth much more than face value. The symbolism of the flying prow also makes this coin stand out, as it connects numismatics with anthropology and history, reminding us of Guam's role in the wider Pacific. This quarter not only represents a place but also a people whose traditions date back thousands of years, long before becoming part of the United States. Collectors often see this coin as a bridge between cultures, blending Guam's heritage with American identity beyond its artistry. The coin is also a tribute to perseverance, as Guam has endured challenges through history yet continues to stand proudly with its traditions intact. Because of this deeper meaning, the Guam quarter is one that transcends coin collecting. It is a teaching tool, a cultural artifact, and a reminder of America's diversity. When displayed in a collection, it often becomes the centerpiece, sparking conversations about both design and heritage. Over the years, prices for the rarest and highest graded Guam quarters have steadily climbed, reflecting growing appreciation among numismatists. Auction houses have seen remarkable demand for coins with flawless details, as the frosted finishes on the canoe and latte stone can be breathtaking under magnification. It is a coin that resonates not only with collectors but also with historians, educators, and anyone who values the story coins can tell. Even casual hobbyists who stumbled upon the Guam quarter in pocket change often saved it, feeling its uniqueness compared to the state quarters. Today, it remains one of the most desirable issues from the 2009 U.S. Territories set, standing as a symbol of pride and rarity. Its beauty and scarcity continue to attract collectors worldwide, ensuring its place in the history of American numismatics. And among the finest examples ever discovered, the Guam quarter has reached a value as high as $78,000. Top 17. When the state quarters program began in 1999, it transformed the world of coin collecting forever. Each new release carried the spirit of a state, its history, and its people, and no coin illustrated this better than the Massachusetts quarter, released in 2000 as part of the second year of the series. The Massachusetts quarter holds a special place in numismatic history because it represents the very heart of New England, a state deeply connected to the origins of America. Its design reflects both pride and heritage in a way that collectors immediately fell in love with. The obverse features the familiar image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which was first introduced in 1932. This portrait has stood the test of time and became a constant across all state quarters, tying each unique design back to America's founding values. But the reverse is where Massachusetts truly shines. The design chosen for this quarter was bold, striking, and instantly recognizable. It features an outline of the state of Massachusetts itself, filled with meaning and history. Superimposed on this outline is the figure of a Minuteman, standing strong with musket in hand. The Minuteman is a tribute to the citizen soldiers of the Revolutionary War, who were ready to defend their homes and liberty at a moment's notice. This figure is based on the iconic statue that stands in Concord, Massachusetts, a place forever linked to the opening shots of the American Revolution in 1775. For many, it is not just an image, but a reminder of the courage and sacrifice that helped shape the nation. The coin also proudly bears the inscription "The Bay State," Massachusetts' official nickname, which reflects its coastal heritage and maritime history. When the quarter was released on January 3, 2000, collectors and everyday citizens alike rushed to find it in their change. It was one of the most eagerly awaited designs because of the state's deep connection to America's early story, minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with proof versions struck in San Francisco. The Massachusetts quarter exists in several variations, including clad and silver proofs. Each version brings its own appeal for collectors. The proof coins, with their mirror-like fields and frosted designs, showcase the Minutemen and the state outline in stunning detail, making them treasured additions to any serious collection. The Massachusetts quarter was also notable because it was among the first state quarters to include both a map outline and a symbolic figure, blending geography and history into a single design. Over the years, pristine examples of this coin have become highly desirable, especially those graded at the top levels by professional services. A perfect strike with no blemishes can command extraordinary prices. Collectors often search for unique error coins as well, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or quarters struck on the wrong planchet. These minting mistakes make the Massachusetts quarter even more intriguing and valuable, because it was struck at the dawn of the new millennium. This coin also carries a sense of being part of a historic turning point, adding to its appeal. The design itself tells a story that reaches far beyond the borders of one state. It is a story of bravery, independence, and the roots of American freedom. For many collectors, holding the Massachusetts quarter feels like holding a small piece of revolutionary history in their hand. Even casual collectors often keep this coin when they encounter it, recognizing the strong figure of the Minutemen and the proud outline of Massachusetts. As the years have passed, its value has steadily risen, particularly for rare variations in coins kept in mint condition since the day they were released. It stands out not just as currency but as a work of art, one that honors a legacy while also marking a new era in coin collecting. The Massachusetts quarter also sparked interest among younger generations, encouraging many children and families to start collecting coins for the very first time. This is part of what made the state quarters program so successful. It brought millions of new collectors into the hobby and made people appreciate the stories behind their change. The Massachusetts design remains one of the most beloved because it is both bold and simple, telling a story without unnecessary complexity. It speaks to the power of symbolism and how a single image can represent centuries of history and pride. For coin enthusiasts, the Minuteman is not just a figure on metal but a lasting tribute to the resilience and determination of the people of Massachusetts. Every detail, from the musket to the stance of the figure, reflects strength and readiness, qualities that helped shape America itself. That is why the Massachusetts quarter remains highly sought after by collectors across the globe, not just in the United States. It is a shining example of how numismatics can preserve history, tell stories, and capture the imagination of generations. And among the finest examples of this remarkable coin, its value has soared to as much as $100,000. Top 18. The world of coin collecting is filled with treasures, each carrying its own unique story, and among them stands the Washington Quarter from the America the Beautiful series released in 2018. Honoring Block Island National Wildlife Refuge in Rhode Island, this coin instantly caught the attention of collectors because of its stunning design, its historical significance, and the emotional connection it holds with the natural beauty of Rhode Island. On the obverse, as with all Washington quarters, is the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. This portrait has been the face of the quarter since 1932, serving as a proud reminder of America's first president. The reverse of the coin is where the magic truly begins. The design is breathtaking, showing a black-crowned night heron in graceful flight, soaring above the beach at Cow Cove, with the northern tip of Block Island stretching into the horizon. This image is not just artistic but symbolic. It reflects the refuge's mission of protecting migratory birds and preserving natural habitats that are vital to wildlife across the Atlantic Flyway. Collectors and nature lovers alike admire how the design captures both motion and serenity, with the bird mid-flight, wings extended, and the shoreline behind it. Block Island itself is a gem of Rhode Island, known for its natural beauty, sandy beaches, and ecological importance. The coin brings that beauty into the palm of your hand. When the coin was released in November of 2018, it quickly became a favorite among the later issues of the America the Beautiful Quarter series. It was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with uncirculated, proof, and silver proof versions available, each appealing to different levels of collectors. The proof versions especially highlight the detailed feathers of the heron and the calm waters of the design, with a mirror-like finish that adds depth and elegance. Silver-proof issues are even more stunning, with the richness of silver bringing out every contour of the bird's wings and the island background. Beyond its beauty, the Block Island quarter also serves as an educational piece, reminding the public of the importance of wildlife conservation. Coin enthusiasts often point out how this design manages to balance art, nature, and national pride all in a single small canvas. As time passes, this quarter has begun to gain strong interest among serious collectors, particularly in high grades where the details of the design are perfectly preserved. Coins graded at the top levels by professional grading services command the highest attention, with their crisp strikes and flawless surfaces making them true treasures. Errors, as with other quarters, also play a role in increasing value. Misstrikes, double dies, and other minting variations add rarity and intrigue to the Block Island issue. Because the coin is relatively new compared to earlier state quarters, many people underestimate its potential, but seasoned collectors know that rarity and demand can make newer issues just as valuable. The Block Island design is memorable enough that even casual collectors set it aside when they come across it in their pocket change. For younger collectors, it's an inspiring coin that can spark an interest in both numismatics and the natural world. Also a reminder of how the America the Beautiful Quarter series carried forward the excitement that began with the State Quarters program, showing places of national pride. This specific coin is one of the strongest examples of how a modern design can rival older, more traditional coinage in beauty and collectability. Its strong theme, detailed imagery, and connection to wildlife make it an essential addition to any America the Beautiful set. Even though millions were minted, finding pristine, untouched versions today is far less common, adding to its desirability. Collectors know that holding on to these coins in perfect condition may pay off in the long run. As demand continues to grow, Block Island's depiction also holds cultural weight, representing Rhode Island's identity and its close relationship with the ocean and nature. The heron in flight is symbolic of freedom, resilience, and the harmony between nature and people, making the design not only attractive but meaningful. Over the years, the Block Island quarter has proven itself to be more than just a piece of circulating currency. It is a miniature work of art that connects us to history, nature, and heritage. And for the most extraordinary examples of this remarkable quarter, collectors have seen its value soar as high as $33,000. Top 19. The world of coin collecting is always full of surprises, and one coin that has continued to capture the attention of collectors is the Nebraska State Quarter from 2006. This coin is not just a simple piece of change but a symbol of history, culture, and artistry. The Nebraska Quarter was released as part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each state was given the chance to showcase something unique about its identity, and Nebraska chose to honor Chimney Rock, one of its most famous landmarks. In the obverse of the coin, you'll find the familiar face of George Washington, the first President of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. This side has remained consistent throughout the program, connecting each state quarter to America's broader heritage. The reverse side is where Nebraska truly shines. The design features Chimney Rock rising dramatically in the background, with a covered wagon heading west, representing the pioneers who crossed the plains during America's westward expansion. This imagery is deeply symbolic, as it connects Nebraska to the larger story of the Oregon Trail and the determination of those who sought a new life beyond the frontier. The covered wagon with oxen pulling forward tells a story of bravery, hardship, and hope. Chimney Rock itself has long stood as a natural marker, guiding travelers across the Nebraska plains. Including it on the coin was a fitting tribute to both the land and the people who passed through it. Collectors often praise the Nebraska Quarter for its detailed design, where the rocky spire and the wagon are captured with striking clarity. Even in circulated versions, the artwork is memorable. When the coin was first released in 2006, it quickly gained attention not only in Nebraska but also nationwide, as people enjoyed finding new designs in their change. The State Quarter program introduced millions to the excitement of coin collecting, and Nebraska's issue remains one of the standout pieces from that year. Special versions of the coin, including proof and silver-proof editions, make the design shine even brighter. With mirror-like finishes and bold details, silver-proof versions especially bring out the natural beauty of Chimney Rock and the powerful symbolism of the wagon train. These coins are highly prized among collectors. For those who look deeper into coinage, the Nebraska quarter also has interesting varieties and errors that increase its rarity and value. Some misstrikes or unusual die varieties have been discovered and are considered treasures. High-grade examples, preserved in mint condition, command strong interest in the numismatic market. Collectors know that condition often makes the biggest difference in value. The Nebraska quarter connects both to state history and to the broader national story, making it not only collectible but also historically significant. It reflects the journey of pioneers, the vast landscapes of the American Midwest, and the endurance of people traveling westward through uncertain times. For Nebraska residents, this coin is a proud emblem of their state's contribution to American history and the symbolism of the trailblazers. The design also resonates with anyone who admires the courage and determination of those who built their lives on the frontier. While the quarter was minted in large numbers for circulation, the finest and rarest examples have become incredibly valuable to serious collectors. The artistry of this design, combined with its meaning, ensures it will always hold a special place in the state quarters series. Even today, many people hold on to the Nebraska quarter when they come across it, recognizing it as more than just spare change. It has become a gateway for new collectors, sparking curiosity about history, geography, and the wider story of America told through coins. The Nebraska issue is a strong reminder of how the state quarter program blended education, history, and artistry into everyday life. Collectors love that they can hold a piece of Nebraska's past in the palm of their hands, captured forever in the metal of the quarter, the covered wagon and chimney rock. Remind us not only of where we have been as a nation but also of the journey still ahead. This is why the Nebraska quarter remains one of the most interesting and sought-after state issues from 2006. Power lies not only in its beauty but also in its ability to connect generations through history, design, and storytelling. And for the finest examples of the Nebraska 2006 state quarter, collectors have seen values soar as high as $68,000. Top 20. The story of American coinage is filled with artistry, history, and hidden treasures, and one coin that beautifully represents this legacy is the Great Smoky Mountains Quarter, released in 2014. This coin is part of the celebrated America the Beautiful Quarters program, and it continues to fascinate collectors and history enthusiasts alike. When the quarter was introduced, it immediately stood out for its powerful design and the way it captured the essence of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Located on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina, this park is one of the most visited in the United States and is known for its breathtaking scenery. On the obverse of the coin, collectors find the classic portrait of George Washington. This iconic image has been the face of the quarter since 1932, linking every new issue with the legacy of the nation's first president, but the reverse is where the coin truly shines. The design features a log cabin nestled in the Smoky Mountains, with a lush forest scene that includes a split-rail fence and a sweeping view of the mountains rising in the distance. This imagery connects directly to the heritage of the Appalachian region, showcasing both the natural beauty and the simple, enduring life of the people who once made their homes there. It's a tribute to both nature and human history. The log cabin symbolizes the rugged determination of settlers, while the rolling hills and towering trees highlight the park's natural wonders. Together, they create a scene that feels alive, almost like a window into the past. Collectors admire the fine details in the design, from the texture of the cabin's wood to the careful rendering of the mountain ridges. Even in circulated coins, this attention to artistry is clear. The Great Smoky Mountains Quarter was the first release of the America the Beautiful series in 2014, making it an especially memorable issue for that year. The program itself was created to honor national parks and historic sites across the country, and this quarter succeeded in representing one of the most beloved locations in America. Beyond its design, the coin holds a special place because of the deep connection people feel toward the Smoky Mountains. Families who have visited the park often find an emotional attachment to this quarter, proof and silver-proof versions of the coin offer even greater beauty, with mirror-like fields and frosted images that make the design stand out with striking clarity. Collectors often seek these special issues because they showcase the artistry of the design in its finest form. These versions also become cherished additions to numismatic collections. Over time, certain varieties and rare error coins have emerged, giving the Great Smoky Mountains quarter even more allure. Misstrikes or unusual die varieties are always exciting discoveries for collectors. Condition plays a major role in value. A well-preserved, mint state coin can fetch impressive prices on the collector's market compared to those that have circulated widely. The story told by the Great Smoky Mountains quarter is more than just about a park, it's about heritage, survival, and the relationship between people and the land they lived on. The cabin serves as a reminder of the lives once led in the Appalachian wilderness, where families worked hard, built homes, and thrived despite challenges. At the same time, the mountains in the background symbolize endurance, timelessness, and the natural splendor that continues to draw millions of visitors every year. This balance between human history and natural wonder is what makes the coin so unique, so powerful, and so meaningful to collectors. Even those who are not coin collectors often keep this quarter when they find it, simply because of the beauty of its design and the connection it represents. The Great Smoky Mountains issue is also important because it educates the public, reminding us of the treasures preserved in America's national parks. This is one reason the America the Beautiful program has been so impactful. It merges artistry with storytelling and history, right on a coin that people can hold in their hands. For Nebraska in 2006 it was Chimney Rock. For Tennessee and North Carolina in 2014, it became the mountains and the cabin. Each state and site given a lasting tribute. As time passes, the Great Smoky Mountains quarter continues to rise in interest and appreciation among serious collectors. Its strong design, historical depth, and connection to one of the most cherished parks in the United States ensure it will remain a centerpiece of the series. It is coins like these that remind us why collecting is not just about value but also about preserving the stories and symbols that define America. The Great Smoky Mountains quarter embodies both beauty and meaning, making it a coin worth far more than its face value to those who truly understand. It remains a proud part of the America the Beautiful program and a symbol of how coins can capture history, heritage, and natural wonder all in one. The most pristine examples of the Great Smoky Mountains 2014 quarter have reached extraordinary values, with collectors paying as high as $63,000. Top 21. The world of coin collecting is filled with fascinating stories, and few coins capture attention as beautifully as the Shenandoah quarter released in 2014. This coin belongs to the America the Beautiful quarters program, and it celebrates one of the most scenic and cherished landscapes in the United States. When this quarter was introduced, it quickly drew admiration from collectors and nature lovers alike. Its design was not only detailed but also carried a sense of adventure, perfectly representing the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. The obverse of the coin carries the timeless portrait of George Washington. Since 1932, Washington's image has been featured on the quarter, connecting new issues to the long legacy of American history. It is the reverse, however, that truly makes this quarter special. The design features a hiker standing at the top of Little Stony Man Summit, gazing out across the sweeping view of the Shenandoah Valley. This imagery captures the essence of exploration and the spirit of outdoor adventure. It speaks to the courage and determination of those who hike these trails and experience the grandeur of nature firsthand. The choice of this design was no accident. Shenandoah National Park is famous for its breathtaking views, winding trails, and its position along the iconic Appalachian Mountains. Millions of visitors come here each year to experience its beauty. The coin highlights the balance between human achievement and the wonder of nature, as a lone hiker stands in awe of the vast wilderness that stretches far beyond. Collectors often comment on the striking depth of this design. The fine detail of the rocks, the rugged landscape, and the distant valley all combine to create a sense of movement and perspective rarely seen on coins. Even in circulated condition, this design stands out, but in uncirculated or proof versions, it becomes even more remarkable, with frosted finishes and mirror-like surfaces that bring the imagery to life. The Shenandoah quarter was the second issue of 2014, following the Great Smoky Mountains release earlier that year, making it a coin that many collectors were eager to add to their sets. The America the Beautiful program itself was created to honor national parks and historic landmarks, and this Shenandoah quarter perfectly accomplished that mission. Every time someone looks at this coin, they are reminded not only of a place of incredible beauty but also of the adventurous spirit that defines so much of American culture. Proof and silver-proof versions of this coin showcase its artistry in even greater detail, often becoming the highlight of collectors' albums. Over time, certain error coins and unique varieties have been discovered among Shenandoah quarters, and these unusual pieces often command strong prices from eager buyers. Condition plays a vital role in the value of any coin, and pristine mint state examples of the Shenandoah quarter are especially prized in the collector's market. The story this coin tells goes beyond its metal. It is a celebration of the wilderness, of exploration, and of the beauty preserved in America's national parks. The hiker standing on the summit serves as a symbol of freedom and curiosity, a reminder that nature invites us to explore, to reflect, and to admire its vastness. Shenandoah National Park itself holds a rich history, established in the 1930s as part of a movement to conserve America's wild landscapes and provide people with access to unspoiled natural beauty. This makes the coin even more meaningful, as it ties directly into the legacy of conservation and the importance of protecting the environment for future generations. Collectors and outdoor enthusiasts alike find a personal connection to this coin, especially those who have hiked the same trails depicted on its reverse. It is rare for a coin to inspire such emotional attachment, yet the Shenandoah quarter does exactly that, merging artistry with experience in a way that few designs accomplish. As part of the America the Beautiful series, the Shenandoah quarter stands tall as one of the most iconic and beloved issues of the program. The balance between nature's grandeur and the spirit of human adventure ensures this coin will always have a special place in the hearts of collectors. Even people who do not collect coins often hold on to the Shenandoah quarter when they find it in circulation, struck by its beauty and meaning. This speaks to the power of coin design. It transforms an everyday object into a piece of history, art, and storytelling. The Shenandoah quarter reminds us of the timeless value of America's national parks and the memories they create for millions of visitors every year. As years pass, this coin continues to gain recognition, not only for its design but also for its scarcity in high-grade conditions, driving collector demand. Among the finest examples ever found, some have reached extraordinary levels of value, with passionate collectors willing to pay astonishing sums to add them to their collections, and the most pristine Shenandoah 2014 quarters have achieved remarkable prices, with some selling for as high as $53,000. Top 22. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and one coin that captures both history and adventure is the Theodore Roosevelt quarter issued in 2016. This coin belongs to the America the Beautiful quarters program and celebrates Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. When collectors first saw this release, they immediately recognized the strength of its design. It does more than honor a park. It honors a president whose vision changed the way Americans thought about conservation. The obverse of the coin remains the familiar image of George Washington, a design that has graced the quarter since 1932. This consistency connects every new release to the long tradition of the United States Mint, but the reverse of the coin is where the magic lies. It shows Theodore Roosevelt himself, mounted on horseback, surveying the rugged landscape of North Dakota's Badlands. This is a rare moment in U.S. coinage, where a president appears outside the typical portrait style, shown instead in action. This design captures the essence of Roosevelt's deep love for the outdoors and his role in establishing America's national parks. His vision of conservation continues to inspire generations, and this coin immortalizes that legacy. The details on the reverse are extraordinary. From the flowing lines of Roosevelt's coat to the striking features of his horse and the layered ridges of the Badlands behind him, every element tells a story. Collectors admire how this design combines portraiture, scenery, and symbolism. It's not just a coin, it's a tribute to the man known as the conservation president. Theodore Roosevelt's connection to North Dakota was personal. He spent time in the Badlands, and his experiences there influenced his later efforts to protect vast stretches of American wilderness. The coin, therefore, is not just about land, it's about vision. It reflects a moment when a leader understood that preserving nature was as important as building cities. When the Theodore Roosevelt quarter entered circulation, many people kept them aside, sensing that this coin had more significance than just small change. Even in ordinary use, the reverse image stands out. And in uncirculated or proof versions, the artistry truly shines, with sharp details and polished finishes that bring Roosevelt's rugged spirit to life. The America the Beautiful program was designed to celebrate natural landmarks, and the inclusion of Theodore Roosevelt National Park was a powerful reminder of how one man's influence shaped the country's landscapes. The coin reminds us that coins are more than metal, they are storytellers, preserving pieces of history for future generations. Collectors often point to this quarter as one of the most meaningful designs in the series, because it links the idea of conservation directly to the president who made it a priority. In terms of rarity, high-grade examples of the Roosevelt quarter quickly became popular in auctions and private sales. The demand for flawless coins was strong from the beginning. Error coins, such as those with double strikes or off-center features, added even more excitement, with some of these rare pieces commanding impressive prices. Condition, as always, plays a vital role in determining value. Mint-state examples with perfect luster and no scratches are the treasures collectors seek. For many, owning this coin feels like holding a piece of Roosevelt's legacy in their hands. It is both a tribute to a great leader and a symbol of America's vast wilderness. The horseback design sets it apart from nearly every other quarter in the program, making it a favorite for those who appreciate unique artistry. Theodore Roosevelt National Park itself is a stunning landscape of canyons, grasslands, and wildlife, perfectly captured by the coin's rugged and dynamic design. This makes the quarter not only a collector's item but also a reminder of the beauty that still exists in America's wild places. People who have visited the park often hold this coin with a personal connection, remembering the sweeping views and untamed beauty of North Dakota. That emotional tie enhances the coin's importance, giving it value beyond its face and even beyond its rarity. Over the years, the Roosevelt quarter has earned recognition as one of the standout issues of the entire America the Beautiful program. It represents history, conservation, and art, blending them into a single, powerful symbol that speaks to collectors and casual observers alike. As time passes, pristine examples grow harder to find, and the value continues to rise among dedicated numismatists. This coin is a reminder that history can live in the smallest objects, and that one man's love for nature can leave a mark lasting centuries. Among the best preserved and rarest specimens, some Theodore Roosevelt 2016 quarters have sold for astonishing sums at auctions, and the finest examples of this coin have been valued as high as $56,000. Top 23. The world of coin collecting is always fascinating because each coin has its own unique story. And one coin that has captured attention is the Washington State's quarter dollar featuring the war in the Pacific. This coin is a part of the America the Beautiful series and honors a chapter of history that changed the world forever. The war in the Pacific quarter is more than just a piece of metal, it is a miniature memorial, crafted to remind us of the struggles and triumphs during World War II. Released by the United States Mint, it became an instant favorite among collectors who admire coins with deep historical meaning. The obverse of the coin keeps the familiar portrait of George Washington, a design that has appeared on quarters since 1932. This classic image provides a sense of continuity across all commemorative quarters, but the reverse of this coin is where its true power lies. The scene is dramatic, depicting American soldiers advancing at Asin Bay in Guam, representing the fierce battles that took place in the Pacific theater during the war. This powerful design captures the spirit of courage, sacrifice, and determination. It is a reminder of how freedom was fought for on distant shores, and how countless lives were forever changed. The details are striking. You can see the soldiers with their weapons, moving forward with bravery, surrounded by the tropical environment of the Pacific Islands. This is not just art, it is history carved in metal. Collectors admire how the design manages to balance realism and symbolism, creating a coin that tells a story far greater than its small size might suggest. The war in the Pacific quarter represents more than just Guam, It represents the resilience of the American forces and the turning point in the Pacific War effort. When it was released into circulation, many people quickly recognized its significance and held on to it, knowing this was not an ordinary coin. For veterans and families connected to the history of World War II, this coin carries personal meaning, making it far more than just a collector's item. The United States Mint often uses its coin designs to teach, and this coin is a lesson in bravery, strategy, and sacrifice. It honors the men who fought and the island that became a critical battlefield. Even casual coin collectors were drawn to this issue because of its strong design and the powerful emotions it stirs. Over time, high-grade examples of the war in the Pacific Quarter began to gain value in the numismatic market. Collectors searched for flawless coins with sharp details and perfect surfaces. Error coins also sparked interest. Off-center strikes, double images, or other minting mistakes made certain pieces even more valuable. The condition of the coin, as always, plays the biggest role in determining worth. Coins in pristine mint state condition are the true treasures sought after by serious collectors. The war in the Pacific Quarter also stands out in the America the Beautiful program because of its dramatic depiction of action. Unlike many quarters that focus on peaceful landscapes, this sense of motion and intensity makes it one of the most memorable designs of the entire series. Holding this coin feels like holding a piece of World War II history in your hand, a constant reminder of what was endured and what was won. Collectors and historians alike appreciate how this quarter bridges the gap between art and memory, turning a small object into a meaningful tribute. The Guam connection also highlights the importance of U.S. territories in American history, reminding people that battles for freedom stretched far beyond the mainland. The soldiers on the coin symbolize every brave soul who fought in the Pacific, each step they took etched forever in this design. For those who enjoy collecting state and territory quarters, the War in the Pacific issue remains one of the most striking and emotional pieces. It is a reminder that coins are more than currency, they are storytellers, carrying memories of struggle and victory across generations. Over the years, this coin has become a centerpiece in many collections, both for its artistry and for the weight of the history it represents. The reverse design continues to inspire conversations, teaching new generations about the courage of those who came before them. Collectors know that coins like these become rarer with time, especially those preserved in perfect condition without blemishes. As demand rises, the war in the Pacific Quarter has proven that history and value often go hand in hand, turning small change into a prized possession. Among the most well-preserved and rarest specimens, the War in the Pacific 2012 quarter has been valued as high as $26,000. Top 24. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and among the most intriguing coins to emerge in recent decades is the Washington State's quarter dollar from the year 2007. This coin, part of the United States Mint's popular 50-state quarters program, captures the essence of the evergreen state while also holding a hidden treasure of value for collectors. The Washington quarter of 2007 is not just another coin in circulation. It represents a blend of artistry, history, and state pride, all carefully engraved into a small piece of metal that millions of people use daily but only a few recognize as special. The obverse, as always, features the familiar bust of George Washington, the nation's first president, whose face has graced quarters since 1932. This portrait stands as a symbol of strength and continuity, tying every new state design back to America's origins. The reverse, however, is where the Washington 2007 quarter tells its unique story. Here, the design centers on the beautiful image of a salmon leaping from the waters with the backdrop of Mount Rainier, the tallest peak in Washington state. This combination of natural beauty is not accidental. The salmon represents the lifeblood of Washington's rivers and culture, while Mount Rainier symbolizes endurance, grandeur, and the awe-inspiring landscapes of the Pacific Northwest. Collectors have praised the design for capturing the dual spirit of Washington, its rich natural resources, and its breathtaking wilderness. It is a coin that instantly connects you to the land it represents. The salmon in the design is also symbolic of perseverance and determination, qualities often admired by both collectors and everyday people. Each leap upstream mirrors the challenges and triumphs faced by the state and its people. When this quarter entered circulation, millions of Americans admired the striking design, But only a fraction realized that certain versions of the coin would become extremely valuable. The rarity of the Washington 2007 quarter lies in specific minting conditions and errors. Some coins were struck with remarkable clarity, flawless details, and mirror-like surfaces, making them highly sought after in the numismatic market. Collectors often search tirelessly for coins in mint state condition, untouched by wear, as these are the specimens that carry the highest premiums. Error coins, such as double strikes, off-center impressions, or unusual finishes, add another layer of excitement. Each mistake makes the coin unique, ensuring that no two error specimens are exactly alike. The Washington quarter also gained popularity because it was one of the last states honored in the 50-state quarters program, which was a massive success in bringing new collectors into the hobby. People across the United States collected these coins eagerly, often filling books with the quarters from all 50 states, but only a few realized that some individual issues could later be worth thousands. The Washington 2007 quarter quickly became a centerpiece for collectors, admired not just for its artistry but also for its unexpected financial worth. Every aspect of the design, from the detailed scales of the salmon to the snow-covered summit of Mount Rainier, demonstrates the incredible craftsmanship of the engravers. The coin also serves as an educational tool, reminding Americans of Washington's identity, its landscapes, and its vital role in the nation's environmental heritage. Over time, the Washington 2007 quarter has proven to be one of the standout designs in the series, and its popularity has only grown stronger with collectors. Auction houses have seen strong demand for these coins, especially in top condition, with bidding wars often breaking out among serious numismatists. For those who value history, the coin stands as a tribute to Washington's natural wonders. For those who value money, it represents an investment with the potential for remarkable returns. The salmon's leap on the coin is more than an image, it is a story of survival, renewal, and strength, perfectly fitting for a coin destined to be remembered. Mount Rainier adds majesty and stability, grounding the design in the enduring presence of nature, just as the coin itself grounds collectors in the importance of preserving history. The Washington quarter is also proof that everyday pocket change can hide treasures worth far more than their face value, sparking curiosity in anyone who looks closely. Collectors have found that even slight differences in mint quality can lead to huge differences in value, making every discovery of a Washington 2007 quarter an exciting possibility. The coin reminds us that beauty and value can be hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who have the knowledge and patience to uncover it. It has also inspired many new collectors to start their journey into numismatics, realizing that a small coin can open the door to a world of history, culture, and financial opportunity. Today, the Washington 2007 quarter remains a favorite in the hobby, admired equally for its striking appearance and its rare, high-value examples. Finding one in pristine condition is like striking gold, and those lucky enough to do so know they are holding more than just a state quarter. Among the rarest and finest examples, the Washington State's quarter dollar from 2007 has reached an astonishing value of $76,000. Top 25. When the United States Mint launched the 50-state quarters program, it instantly became one of the most popular coin series in American history. Each state was given the chance to tell its story through the artistry of a quarter dollar, and in 2005, Kansas took its place with a design that perfectly captured its heritage and pride. The Kansas quarter immediately drew attention because of its strong symbolism and bold imagery. Unlike some designs that focused on landscapes or architecture, Kansas chose to highlight its connection to the land and the creatures that inhabit it. On the obverse of the coin, as always, stands George Washington, the nation's founding president. His familiar portrait serves as a reminder of stability and tradition, anchoring the entire state quarter program in America's roots. But it is the reverse that makes the Kansas 2005 quarter unforgettable. At the center of the design is a powerful American bison, standing proudly as a symbol of strength, freedom, and endurance. The bison is not just any animal for Kansas, it represents the plains, the history of the Great West, and the resilience of both nature and people who settled the land. It's an image that instantly speaks of the vast prairies and the untamed wilderness that once dominated the state. Behind the bison, the word Kansas stands boldly, with a simple design that focuses all attention on the creature itself. It was a design choice that made the coin stand out from the rest, as its clarity and straightforwardness carried a sense of dignity. Collectors and historians quickly recognized that this quarter represented more than just a coin. It was a piece of American culture frozen in time. The bison had once roamed Kansas by the millions, and although its population dwindled in the past, its presence on the coin serves as a symbol of revival and preservation. When this quarter was first released into circulation, millions of people set it aside, impressed by its striking imagery. Little did they know that some of these coins would later command extraordinary value. Certain Kansas quarters were struck with remarkable detail, flawless finishes, and surfaces so clear they looked like mirrors. These high-grade examples soon became treasures in the hands of collectors. Rare varieties also gave the Kansas quarter a unique place in numismatic history. Some coins left the mint with missing letters or unusual die issues, making them one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors eagerly chased. Perhaps the most famous error associated with this coin is the "In God We Rust" version, where the letter T in trust was faint or missing due to a filled die. This error quickly became legendary among collectors and added to the excitement around the Kansas quarter. Because of this, the Kansas 2005 quarter is often regarded as one of the most interesting and collectible issues of the entire 50-state quarters program. The bold bison design combined with rare minting anomalies created a perfect recipe for desirability and long-term value. For coin enthusiasts, owning one of these rare pieces is like holding a slice of history, a reminder of the westward expansion and the enduring image of the American buffalo. The artistry of the coin also cannot be overlooked. The details of the bison's fur, the stance of its posture, and the boldness of its presence make the Kansas quarter a masterpiece of modern coin design. Every detail of the design reflects not just Kansas but also a part of the American story, where nature, resilience, and strength are celebrated in metal form. Collectors often describe the Kansas quarter as a coin with character, one that speaks with power and simplicity, unlike many other issues that carry busier or more complex designs. Its cultural importance and rarity have made it a target for auctions and private sales, where demand often exceeds supply. High-grade examples of the Kansas 2005 quarter have brought astonishing bids, surprising even experienced numismatists who know how sought after this design has become. The fact that a common-looking quarter can hold such value reminds us all of the thrill of coin collecting, that a simple piece of change can carry both history and fortune. People who stumbled upon the rare "In God We Rust" coins in their pocket change discovered that sometimes luck can truly change overnight. This Kansas quarter is a reminder to always look closely at the coins you come across, because you never know when you might be holding something extraordinary. The 2005 Kansas quarter has become a highlight of the entire state quarter program, combining heritage, design brilliance, and rarity into one unforgettable coin. Its continued rise in popularity and value makes it one of the most fascinating stories in modern American coinage. The Kansas 2005 quarter remains more than just a monetary unit. It is a small work of art that captures both the identity of a state and the spirit of a nation. And for those rare examples in pristine condition, the Kansas state quarter has achieved a remarkable value of $75,000.